Our Barcelona, our Barca. Red and blue dominates this city, like success dominates our club. Here, the memories of Berlin burn strong. Victory in the Olympia Stadion. Xavi lifting the trophy, a perfect farewell. Our history, decorated by Kabbalah. Cruyff, Maradona. Today it's Messi, Iniesta, Neymar who illuminate our dreams. 5 times we've won Europe's greatest prize. 5 shining stars, we go for the 6th.
Welcome back to the UEFA Champions League. We're in Monaco for the official group stage draw ceremony. Sevilla, the Andalusians are looking to light up the competition under coach Unai Emery. And we're in Israel as Maccabi Tel Aviv write an unforgettable chapter in their history.
The Principality of Monaco on the French Riviera played host this week to the UEFA Champions League group stage draw. The continent's grandest clubs and finest footballers gathered at the Grimaldi Forum for an eagerly anticipated event with a distinctly Barcelona feel. Victors last season, Barca had 4 former European champions specially invited to make the draw. Carles Puyol, Andoni Zubizarreta, Eric Abidal and Giuliano Belletti. The UEFA Best Player and Best Women's Player in Europe awards were also up for grabs as the new campaign kicked off in style.
If you weren't there, if you didn't live it, there are no words to explain how it feels. All footballers work hard to experience moments like those. I don't like to dream, I like to live it. Thank God I had this opportunity, and hopefully it won't be the last.
It was near perfection. Not many believed Pep Guardiola's Barcelona side that captured 2 European crowns in 3 seasons would be matched for brilliance. But in 2015, under Luis Enrique, Barca were back on top again.
It's true that with Luis Enrique, we started applying different concepts. We went back to being united and committed. When we have to defend, we all do, not only the defenders. And when we have to attack, we all do too. We all want to add something to the team, and we don't only play with smooth touches now. We can also play on the counter-attack.
Ivan Rakitic's emergence as a regular starter in his first season at the club was a key ingredient to their success. He, Andres Iniesta and Sergio Busquets provided the platform from which Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez and Neymar could thrive. The deadly trio scored 122 goals between them last season.
122 is less than 123. So we hope that this season they can go one better. We're speaking probably of the 3 best players in the world, the forwards that every team would love to have. We've adapted our way of playing, our tactics, to suit them. They're not comfortable when we defend in our midfield. We have to push our lines so we can regain the ball high up the pitch, and it's more comfortable for them. So yes, everyone says that it's very easy to play with Leo, with Neymar, with Luis. But it's not that easy, because forcing you to play higher up the pitch is more difficult than waiting for the opponent.
For the first time in 17 years, Barca will approach a new campaign without Xavi, but Rakitic seems to take filling that void in his stride. The next step for the ambitious Croat is to help his teammates do what no side has done in the UEFA Champions League era and successfully defend the trophy.
It's important to remember what you have achieved in the past, but you must be aware that it is the past. What is to come is what matters. We have to prepare ourselves really well, because we have won everything, so everyone will want to beat us.
Barcelona's quest to reach those same heights started in the Georgian capital Tbilisi with the UEFA Super Cup. Fans flocked to the Boris Pajadze Dynamo Arena for the showpiece event. UEFA Europa League winners Sevilla were Barcelona's familiar-looking opponent. And the match wasn't short of a few subplots, with both Rakitic and Dani Alves having previously tasted European success in the red and whites of Sevilla. Before kick-off, children from the region joined the stars of both teams to transmit a powerful message of hope: football united for peace. The stadium was full to capacity. The game burst into life on 3 minutes. Eva Banega's curling free kick was the fastest ever UEFA Super Cup goal. Sevilla's lead didn't last long. This time it was Lionel Messi's turn to work wonders from the dead ball. The adoring fans rejoiced. And on 16 minutes, the Argentine maestro had done it again. Another free kick, another unstoppable strike. Having weathered the early scare, Barca were looking at their imperious best. Rafinha added a third on the stroke of half-time to put the Spanish champions firmly in control. And when Suarez made it 4-1 on 52 minutes, Sevilla looked dead and buried. But Unai Emery's side would show just what they were made of in a remarkable second period. First, Jose Antonio Reyes pulled one back. Then Vitolo was felled in the box. Kevin Gamero stepped up from 12 yards. And suddenly the Sevilla fans were dreaming. Gamero made way for Ciro Immobile to make his debut, and the Italian's impact was instant. He found another debutant, Yevan Konoplyanka, who sent this extraordinary match into extra time. But on a night of twists and turns, the best narrative would be saved until the end, when Pedro entered the fray to make his final, decisive contribution in a Barcelona shirt. His 99th and last goal for the club. Emotion laid bare. 5-4 it finished in Tbilisi, Barcelona equaling AC Milan's record of 5 UEFA Super Cup titles.
FC Barcelona.
FC Barcelona.
The holders were the first name drawn out of the hat by Andoni Zubizarreta in Monaco, and the former goalkeeper anticipates some interesting tests from their Group E opponents.
Bayer Leverkusen are a team that always play very good football. Roma have a different approach to other Italian teams. They don't play as defensively. Plus, Seydou Keita is at Roma, and we know him very well, so it will be exciting to see him back at Camp Nou.
Sevilla.
Sevilla. Sevilla.
Sevilla are back in the UEFA Champions League. Victory over Dnipro in the UEFA Europa League final in May has restored them to Europe's grandest club stage for the first time in 6 years.
The challenge is to measure ourselves. The challenge is to know our limits. The challenge is to be able to see what we're facing and how we can overcome it. And the Champions League gives you the greatest challenges.
In recent seasons, it's the UEFA Europa League that Sevilla have dominated, winning 4 of the last 10 editions, including back-to-back titles.
I think we are a team which manages to combine physical and technical skills. We have many strong players who are really handy when it comes to set pieces. At the same time, we have attacking players of real technique and quality, players like Reyes, Banega and Vitolo. So we match our physical and technical skills tremendously well, and that makes us a really tough team to compete with.
Despite losing many star players over the past 2 years, the Andalusians have recruited well, continuing the flow of silverware. Unai Emery, appointed Sevilla coach in 2013, stayed with the club this summer, despite high demand for his services elsewhere. The 43-year-old will be well prepared for the campaign ahead, given his experience in the competition with Valencia.
Well, as a coach, he's very demanding. He spends 24 hours a day thinking about football. He works and lives for it. And for us as players, that's contagious. I think it's very important for a football player to always be attentive and thinking about what might happen. He keeps us focused and alive. And that has been reflected in the success he's had.
The Champions League gives you that touch of excellence that you have to find in order to reach the highest level. With Valencia, I had the chance to be in the Champions League, and now I'm here again with Sevilla. The accumulation of 8 consecutive years in Europe and winning back-to-back European titles gives me good experience for this season. Now we have to find the best ingredients from those experiences and that knowledge to do the very best we can in this competition.
Sevilla FC.
Emre's charges will need to be at their very best to get through a group containing Juventus, Manchester City and Borussia Mönchengladbach.
We all want to win. We search for a way to win and achieve the fans' dreams. That's the greatest pleasure a coach can have. And it's the same for the team too.
Come on, my Sevilla.
Come on, my Sevilla.
Come on, my Sevilla.
Still to come, Maccabi's golden boy Aaron Zahavi relives an unforgettable night in Tel Aviv. Ten years have passed since Maccabi Tel Aviv last savoured UEFA Champions League group stage football, far too long for the club's passionate fans. 3 consecutive league championships show domestic strength, but each of their last attempts to reach the top level of European club football fell at the 3rd qualifying stage. FC Basel were their conquerors 2 seasons ago, and it would be the Swiss champions who stood in their way again. At a compact and boisterous Bloomfield Stadium, Maccabi's fans knew their side had a chance for revenge, and after talisman Aaron Zahavi's late equaliser had made it 2-2 in the first leg in Basel, there was something to build on.
The crowd created an amazing atmosphere in the stadium. I don't remember seeing anything like that in Israel before. I played in the English Premier League for 11 years for teams with amazing crowds, but I can't remember an atmosphere like that.
But the visitors weren't rattled and took control, just as they had a week before. Stronger in the tackle, quicker to the ball. Encouragement for the 200 travelling fans, who soon had something to celebrate. Berkir Bjarnason felled outside the box. Luka Zufi curling the resulting free kick beautifully into the top corner. 3-2 on aggregate. Basel almost doubled their lead soon after. Breel Mbolo involved, but Juan Pablo was alert to the danger in the home goal. Maccabi's game plan was clear: stifle Basel centrally, with their attacking threat geared towards one man, Aaron Zahavi. And soon enough it bore fruit. Zahavi latched onto a ball over the top, held off Walter Samuel and prodded home the equaliser with typical aplomb. Bloomfield Stadium shook. 3 goals in the tie for Zahavi, Maccabi's main man.
I tried to celebrate in a calm manner, but then you suddenly comprehend the importance of the goal. And it's something uncontrollable.
He's incredible. Here in the team we claim that God sent him an angel to sit on his shoulder. We just hope that he will continue like this.
Ahead on away goals again, Maccabi were extremely organised defensively. The crowd doing all they could to help push every incursion back. Nerves were jangling. Torlan Shaka fired wide from range, before an extended spell of pressure almost yielded the Basel goal that would have decided the tie in their favour. But there was to be no denying the hosts, a momentous occasion for all connected with the club.
We sprang a surprise, a big surprise, and everyone is talking about it. We beat a great team, and we should be appreciated for it. Now we just want to live the dream and enjoy these moments, because we have achieved the goal we wanted, so let's enjoy it.
After 7 goals in qualifying, Zahavi will have a huge role to play if his side are to make an impact in the group stage, as will the club's vocal fan base, who'll have to make the Stadion Sami offer in Haifa just as intimidating as Bloomfield Stadium for Europe's best. Maccabi, though, start with a visit to Tal Ben Haim's former side Chelsea.
We are not only representing Maccabi Tel Aviv, but the whole of Israeli football. I believe the entire country is behind us.
FC Astana made history this week, becoming the first ever Kazakhstani team to reach the group stage. Apoel Semir Stilic had levelled the aggregate score an hour into the second leg. But in the 84th minute, Nemanja Maksimovic etched his and Astana's name into the history books. Malmö overturned a 3-2 first leg defeat by Celtic. Captain Marcus Rosenberg headed in the first. And in the second half, a Dedrick Boyata own goal meant the Swedish champions returned to the group stage for a second successive season. Bate Borisov secured their 5th appearance in the UEFA Champions League despite losing to Partizan 2-1. Igor Stasovic's 25th minute opener proved to be decisive as the Belarusian champions advanced on away goals. But Bate had to survive a late scare after an own goal and this Ivan Shaponic volley in injury time. El Arabi Hilal Sudani was instrumental in Dinamo Zagreb's impressive 4-1 win over Skonderbu. In the opening 15 minutes, the Algerian forward scored one and assisted another, either side of a goal for the visitors. And the victory was sealed in the second half through Sudani's second, as Zagreb returned to the competition for the first time in 3 years.
Last year's quarter-finalists Monaco went into Tuesday's home tie against Valencia, needing to overturn a 3-1 first-leg deficit. But with just 4 minutes gone, Alvaro Negredo's exquisite chip gave the visitors a 3-goal cushion. The home fans needed a lift and their team's response was swift. Andrea Raggi fired home to bring Leonardo Jardim's side level. After the break, Monaco continued to probe and with 15 minutes to go, substitute Elderson's goal set up a tense finale. Late on, Lamar came close to forcing extra time, but Los Che held on to win 4-3 on aggregate and returned to the group stage after a 2-year absence.
My first words obviously have to go to Valencianismo. Today we are all very happy. I think that Valencia is where it deserves to be.
Valencia will join 4 other Spanish sides in the group stage, marking the first time one nation has had 5 representatives in the competition. Zenit, Lyon and Ghent will be joining the 2-time finalists in Group H.
Wayne Rooney netted a first European hat-trick since his Manchester United debut 11 years ago in a 4-0 win over Club Brugge. His first goal came after 20 minutes. The England captain then struck twice in the second half to take his European goal tally to 36. The Reds are now into a record-equalling 20th group campaign. Bayer Leverkusen eased into the group stage with a comfortable 3-0 victory over Lazio on Wednesday. Hakan Çalhanoğlu netted the first 5 minutes before the break, before a further 2 goals, including this from Admir Mehmedi, sealed the win for Roger Schmidt's team. Shakhtar Donetsk reached the group stage for a 6th straight season, but were given a scare by Rapid Vienna. The Ukrainians took the lead through Marlos to make it 2-0 on aggregate, but Louis Schaub and this Stefan Hoffmann free kick had Rapid ahead on away goals. The decisive goal of the tie, though, was scored by Shakhtar's Alexander Gladky, although the Miners only just held on as Filip Prozinik hit the post in injury time. CSKA Moscow needed a second-half comeback against Sporting after Teofilo Gutierrez had put the visitors 3-1 up on aggregate. But Seydou Doumbia scored twice to draw CSKA level in the tie, before a decisive 85th minute goal from Ahmed Musa ensured a third consecutive group stage appearance for the Russians.
Back in Monaco, the Russian side took their place in a competitive-looking Group B alongside PSV, Manchester United and Wolfsburg. Group A pitted PSG against 10-time winners Real Madrid.
It's a tough draw for us, of course, but if we want to win the Champions League, we will have to beat everyone. We'll play against the great Real Madrid and Shakhtar, but we have time to prepare for those games.
In Group F, Bayern have been drawn against Arsenal for the third time in 4 seasons. Greek champions Olympiacos are in the group stages for the 5th year running.
Obviously, at home we can do many points, we can gain many points, and trying to qualify, knowing that Bayern and Arsenal are top team, and we need to fight.
With the draw concluded, attention turned to the UEFA Best Player in Europe awards. In the women's version, it was the now retired Celia Šašić who capped a memorable year. She's already a UEFA Women's Champions League winner and was the competition's top scorer with Frankfurt.
What a way!
In the men's version, 54 journalists had to pick which superstar warranted the award most for their performances in the 2014-15 season. Lionel Messi was up against last year's winner, Cristiano Ronaldo. And Luis Suarez made up the trio for his sizable contribution to Barcelona's treble-winning campaign.
Lionel Messi.
But it was Messi, recipient of the inaugural prize in 2011, who was voted UEFA Best Player in Europe for the second time.
I think what we all achieved is thanks to this great team. When you achieve your objectives with the group, then your personal goals can also be reached. I think that everything the team did over the course of last season is the reason Luis and myself are here today.